Bye, right.
Come on, let's do it. Final video of the
Let's not
season.
do it. Let's
Come on.
not.
West Ham United 3, Leeds United 0. All too little, too late.
Oh, yeah. Well, the moment it went out of our hands still,
Yeah.
the pressure was on, wasn't it? And the thing is, for me, half a dozen games where we didn't see out or we didn't put enough effort in to get the points, we put ourselves in this position,
Yeah, and I know.
And I'll be honest with you, people can say the ball, people can say the ground, say what they like. At the end of the day, those players on the pitch is what let everybody down at the end of the day.
Not good enough,
They
are
had
we?
the chances,
Yep.
they had the games, we had the advantage, and what can you say? Did anyone expect Tottenham not to go out and sort of get 20 shots and everything? What's the matter with people? Leaving it in that sort of scenario, it's
Yeah, we shouldn't
We've
be.
done our bit, but-
we shouldn't have had to rely on other teams to keep us up, should
no,
we?
but we put ourselves in that position, didn't we?
Exactly. Look, I mean, the performance today, the first half was a little bit slow.
it was a little bit,
but then
yeah.
we came out in the second half, didn't we? And we did what we had to do.
Yes, we
But
did,
it's
yeah.
all tainted, isn't it? It don't matter how well we played, and the fact that we scored 3 goals and 3 cracking goals.
Yeah, they were great goals, weren't they?
They were great goals, and then
Absolutely.
because people are going to go, the cynics are going to go. Where was Bowen all most of the season?
Yeah.
The way he finished that goal.
Well, had people
And-
around me slagging him off all game, and then
Yeah.
he comes up, with the goods when he needs to.
Yeah,
So,
and then of course Wilson got another
Yeah.
bonus. That'll hurt
Another-
Sullivan's
yeah,
pocket.
but
I
they,
think Bowen had a heavy load on his shoulders.
I think Bowen has had a heavy, and it's taken its toll.
Yeah.
I think it's taken its toll.
yeah, and I think he's been sort of the pressure and also his effort. He's been sort of really trying with his effort, and sometimes it produces a lot of mistakes.
Sometimes too much.
Yeah,
Like
too
the
much,
early
yeah.
shot he had, where there was no
Yeah.
way he was going to score
No.
from that angle, but it looked
No.
like he was desperate to do it.
Yeah,
Because he wants to do well.
Of course he does, absolutely, yeah. But I think a lot of the time for us, I know the second half was good, but for me, a lot of the time it's that passing in the last third always lets us down, and a big lack of second balls.
Yeah.
We really are not good at receiving second balls. But we've done our bit today. What can you say?
And and Everton didn't have a shot on target apparently.
One shot,
They
I
had
think it
one
was
shot.
towards the end. I think Kingsley saved us. So Bradson.
I find that very strange.
What, Everton?
Yeah, do you know what? I thought Everton were going to be, really at it. I really did. So maybe once they fell out of the European positions,
Didn't matter to them
didn't
anymore.
matter to them. But
But Spurs scoring that goal, they were going to go on the defence straight away.
Well, apparently the minute Spurs scored, they started going down like flies.
biding time, and that was it,
biding
probably.
time, and also it helps them because they know that went on into the 100th minute or whatever.
Yeah.
So our game finished, and they knew what they had to do. All they had to
course
do
they
was
did.
just hold on to the lead.
Yeah.
So it made it even psychologically even easier for them. But
Yeah.
let's not look for excuses.
No, it's our own. It's the players' fault. They had the chances, and we lost the advantage. And once we lost the advantage, it was very difficult for us. The poor. I'm not going to say poor performances like at Brentford, because I thought we had the better chances and things like that. But
we've been unlucky. We've had VAR against us,
A lot of
but
times,
we've also had opportunities where we could have won games like Bournemouth away.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Bournemouth away, 2-0
Yeah.
up.
Yes.
We were all over them.
Yeah.
And then Nuno made changes. A fella just said to me, "Don't let Nuno off this. It ain't just on the players."
No.
And I'm trying to look at what Nuno's done, and on the whole, he's made us better. But on the whole, he hasn't got us to stay up.
No, but for me, the pivotal game for me was the letting Man United equalise in that last second.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
And that from there, obviously, had we have got those points, the extra 2 points.
Well, here we are,
There
mate.
again,
Here we are. We were 1 win away
yeah,
from staying up.
I think he
absolutely.
made the players better, but his tactics weren't that good all the
yeah.
time.
But like putting a right back over on the left hand side and left back on the right hand side and experimenting unnecessarily sometimes. It's just poor decision making.
It was.
know.
What? Okay. I mean, it's over now. We're
Yeah,
done.
it's
We're out.
And I still love West Ham.
We all love West Ham. I think, look, a credit to the fans, apart from the idiots that booed, which
Yeah.
really frustrated me, credit to the fans today who sang right till the end.
Yeah.
who were really behind the team,
Stayed to the end and applauded,
I
everything.
think a lot more stayed behind than I thought would.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Now it's all about what happens now.
Yeah.
It's all about what happens this summer.
And the players that go, the players that come in, they really need to be on the ball for getting some cream of the crop, really, because the championship's going to be no walkover. It's going to be a tough league.
We're going to need. Everyone's going on about we'll have a clear out, and the academy players will now take. Mate, we ain't going to win the league with academy players.
No.
But we will if we get some real decent seasoned pros.
Yeah.
And we need a reset. Yeah.
Yeah. We need to find these crop of players that sort of come out of nowhere, like the Bournemouths, the Brightons, the Brentfords have picked up, that put in this effort in games every time. We need to find these sorts of players and not pick names.
Other clubs can do it.
Absolutely,
the thing is now, I want to see the board keep their word and get a director of football in ASAP.
Yeah.
And start the process now.
Yeah, they've got to start.
Clearly, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get rid of a load of players.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. But of the players that we've got in this squad, who do you think will stay, and who would you want to stay?
Well, obviously, you want to keep Bowen, you want to keep Somerville, keep Mavropanos, you want to keep the core.
Who?
Mav was going.
Mav,
well, according to everyone, everyone's going.
Yeah,
so.
that's the thing, isn't it? I mean, I'm one of these people that I don't really get involved in the transfer thing because we end up with who we end up, and that's what we have to go with. But you get hope up, don't you, when you hear all these names, bounded about. But for me, you do need to keep your core players and then bring in some really good players to work along with them.
Proper seasoned pros.
Yeah, and hard workers. That's the other thing as well. You want people that are not afraid of a tackle, because you are going to get hacked in that championship,
Yeah.
That's the positive side, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's the positive side. Absolutely.
No VAR.
Well,
no
don't
VAR.
know. Do you know what? I'm dubious about that.
Possibly proper football.
Yeah,
You know what? They'll introduce it next season into the championship. That's what they'll do.
Well, do you know what they have to do in the championship? But one thing they do have to do in training,
Go on.
like what happens in the championship, learn to shoot from outside the box instead of trying to walk the ball in the net every time.
Yeah. Well, we're not going to have that
There's some
luxury in the
cracking goals in the
championship.
championship, and they're not afraid to shoot.
Absolutely. Well, I've got a feeling there's going to be some players who probably will want to stay because they'll feel that they owe something to West Ham, and I think Bowen and Souček is part of that. I think Dinos will. And these are the sorts of players that probably will be built around. And I know people are going, Bowen will go here, there, and everywhere. But he's had his chance in the Premier League to make the England squad. He hasn't made it. After this World Cup, there's another 2 years before the next tournament, but he'll be 32 by then. So he may have blown his chance. He might think, well, what's the point of leaving? A little fish in a big pond. I can be the big fish in a little pond here at West Ham.
I'd like to see a big improvement in Juve, to be honest with you, because his cross has been
to sell him.
woeful. Would you?
I'm afraid so.
I think he's got potential. I like the way that he can run. He's got to take on players. He's got to have that bit more confidence to, say, take on a player. You're a one-on-one. You've got the pace,
I think he thinks he's better than he.
But then he crosses all the time over to the corner flag, behind the goal or in the keeper's hands.
And we bought him for his crossing. We bought him for his crossing. There you go.
Don't want that type of crossing, do we?
No, we don't.
But let's get rid of Kilman and let's get some money from some players that we don't want. Let's get some money in and just buy some. Let's buy some. Some good players from the championship.
It really is a matter now who we can actually keep.
Yeah.
And build what we can build around, and like you just said, buy some decent players that are going to build this squad and get the team back
and
up.
Hard workers, people will pay some hard work.
And lastly, who do you want to manage the team?
It's a difficult one, isn't it? Don't get me wrong, Nuno's good enough to manage in the championship, but if he stops making silly mistakes.
Do you want to keep Nuno? Lee? That's
I've
not.
always had this thing for Eddie Howe.
You've always had this thing for Eddie Howe. He might leave. He might leave Newcastle, but he won't go to a championship team.
No. I don't know. I mean, what names have we got that could possibly take over from Nuno?
I think it'll be Scott Parker.
Yes.
I think it'll be Scott Parker.
I get that part of it, but how many teams has he took down?
How many teams? He's taken 3 teams up at first go.
Has he? Yeah,
Bournemouth, Fulham, and Burnley. The problem is, That's the problem. You can't take him
after
further.
That,
Yeah, that's the thing.
Once you come up.
I'll give him a 1.5 contract.
Yeah.
Get us up, and then halfway through the season, let him go.
Yeah, I know. It's hard because obviously you've got to see who's available. You know, you've got to see who wants to come to us, who feels
I think
do something with us. You know.
If Nuno stays, I wouldn't say no. But I know a lot of fans won't want him.
No.
But if he doesn't, because people think he's negative, people think that he's let us down, like Paul just mentioned, his tactics and all that. You know, a lot of fans are blaming Nuno for the fact that we haven't pulled away.
We've lost a lot of points from his silly mistakes and his experimental, you know, things, which is quite surprising for an experienced manager.
Yeah.
You know,
but
anyway,
I'd take Parker, and I know a lot of fans will fancy him because they're looking at his Premier League record, but his Championship record for bringing teams straight up at first attempt. Go for it.
How long's Nuno got left on his contract?
Nuno's got 2 or 3 years. But there's a clause.
He's going to be there, isn't he?
Well, no, there's a clause.
That's cut through. Yeah.
There's a clause in his contract that if we go down, he walks away for nothing.
Okay.
He doesn't get any payoff or anything like that.
Yeah.
So
let's see what happens, really, isn't it? You know?
Well, now it's all about the summer.
It is. They've got to work hard in the summer, like you say.
No, not their summer, our summer.
Oh, right, that's fair enough. Let's go then. Oh, Jolly Boys, you're coming on the
I'm not going to any Jolly Boys outing.
What's wrong with you?
We'll have a mini Jolly Boys in Cyprus when we go out there next week.
We will, yeah. Me and the shorts.
Linny, I'll give this to Linny to watch. I'll tell her that you are refusing to abide by her request. She's not even instructing; she's requesting politely, and you're letting her down.
No, let's have a look.
Pair of chinos, Marks and Spencer's, $25.95.
25? I'm spending $25.95. He did offer. What, the chinos?
There you go. Lee's gonna.
Listen, I got.
Do you want me to lend you a pair of mine?
No, you farted in them. Why would I want?
Well, I haven't. No, well, yeah.
Not yet. No, I've got a pair of linen trousers. Which
You got a pair of linen? Bloody hell, that's posh.
You told me I bought them.
Yeah. Oh, look, you went out and bought a pair of linen trousers.
Yeah, I got linen trousers. They look like chinos, so
they'll do.
Just don't look at them too closely.
Oh, Linny will be like cock-a-hoo.
Yeah.
She'd be so happy.
I am wearing trainers. So
oh, you wear trainers, mate. I'll throw them in the sea.
I'm not wearing open-toed sandals. I'm not
do you want me to lend you a pair of these?
No, what are they? Oh my God. Fucking hell. They're sofa cushions. What is it you're wearing? Oh no.
Bloody hell. No. He goes out and buys a pair of linen trousers and he puts on a pair of bloody trainers.
20 years. I've got a little bit further, but not much further.
I know how to dress.
Do you know when Linny sent that message out, Lee sent a heart to it? She was like, thank God someone's trying to talk sense. Yeah. You know, maybe my husband might actually look decent for a change.
Anyway, viewers, good football talk, yeah?
Anyway, thank you all for watching the channel throughout the year. Really much appreciated. I'm sure there's going to be plenty happening over the summer, so all the latest transfer stories, etc., I'll bring it to you. And but I ain't going to be on for the next couple of weeks because we're going to Cyprus.
We are indeed.
To have a little celebration.
Yes, we are indeed.
So we'll see you all. Thank you all.